Hello, what's going on, guys? Hockey Guy 1 here. Welcome to my review / rant on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3 Turtles in Time. So, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3 Turtles in Time is directed by Stuart Gillard and stars Brian Tachi, Corey Feldman, Tim Keller, Robbie Rist, James Murray, Paige Turco, and Elias Cotias. The story, if there even is one, to be honest, is about this April, just after April receives this ancient thing that's from Japan, and it ends up being activated by one of the guys in 1993, and it ends up sending her back to that time, and with that guy coming in the modern day. And the Turtles have to go back in time to save her and come back to modern time in 60 hours. So positives, I mean, there's very little, but here they are. Like, the voice acting I thought was pretty good. Good, like Brian Tachi, Robbie Rist, and Corey Feldman all were. They did a pretty great job. They did a great job as always, and I guess Rap's new voice actor Tim Keller did pretty good. And the last coaching doesn't feel bad, and Paige Turco wasn't too bad as April O'Neil either. And the costume designs are pretty good as well. Well, like I mean, they changed it up a little bit, and I say they look pretty good. Good for they are, like, it's mostly the same, obviously, but they look pretty good. But other than that, it's just negatives. The story is just terrible. Like it's just terribly paced. All three acts are just absolutely confusing and done poorly. It's just barely a story. It's so bad, and it doesn't really help when the plot between it is also really bad, and the pacing, like I just said, was off. It's just awful, and drag is a big time, and it's just so bad, and so hard to sit through this movie because it's so poorly paced and drags a lot. The Turtles themselves aren't even done very well. Like, Leonardo doesn't really have much development, and he's just kind of typically just a leader trying to get the team more together, and he's just nothing really special in this movie, nothing really different from his character from the other two. He has basically the same development and just isn't a very good character here. I mean, I can give Raphael this. He does have more character than all the other Turtles combined, but even then, his character is not very good. Like his kind of relationship with Yoshi just isn't very good. It wasn't a very good thing to put in the movie. I mean, it just feels kind of forced. They just try to make you feel bad for him, and it's kind of forced. And it's not really very good. So Raphael's character is just not really much different when he's still that one who's always angry on the team and likes to go separate ways with the team, which kind of ruins his development from the first movie. So his character isn't very good. I guess Michelangelo does have some character development, but the character development that they put him in is just not good, and it's kind of forced, kind of like Raphael. They just kind of try to make you feel bad for him by making him meet some guy, some girl, and then he has to go away from him at the end. It just tries to make you feel bad for him. It's kind of stupid. And then how they did his character, it just feels forced upon throughout this movie. Donatello, unlike Leonardo, doesn't really change. He's just kind of the nerd who throws in nerd jokes, terrible nerd jokes, and doesn't really do much. Yeah, in this movie, I mean, he does a lot. He's one of the main characters, but he just doesn't really have much character development, and his character is bland in this movie. It isn't really anything. Villain Lord Nargada is just kind of forgettable. Like, there's really nothing to him. He's a pretty bland villain, to be honest. He doesn't really do much. He kind of lets the dirty work go for the other villains most of the time. And, like, he doesn't really do much until the climax. I mean, he does stuff, but like, not really that much. And not really intimidating like Shredder was in the first two movies. He's just kind of just bland and just kind of felt like they just shoved him in there so the Turtles have someone to fight in this movie because of how out of place this is. April O'Neil, though, what they did with her is kind of disgraceful. Like she's just so bad in this movie with what they did. She doesn't barely any character. She just screams and just scared of the place. She doesn't really have much character. She's just kind of cliched thing where they have that the heroes have to go out and save, and she's just not a very good character here as she kind of was much better than the first two, and she just kind of her character traits are basically just she's scared of the place. Like I said, her character's just bland in this movie. Splinter was wasted even more in this film. Forget me saying he was wasted in TMNT 2. He actually was something compared to the way he was in this movie. Like, he barely does anything in this movie. He's just kind of there at the beginning, and then he's just a terrible, nothing special lesson, and then just kind of shows up near the end. Like, he's completely wasted, and I wish they did more with this character in the second and third movies. And he's even, like I said, he's even worse in this movie. He's just wasted. And Casey Jones did come back for this movie, but unfortunately he sucked in this movie. He's just wasted, only on a couple of scenes, like I said, and it's just wasted. Like I said, doesn't have much character because of the way he's wasted. And the guys who come back to TMNT takes the Turtles and April O'Neil's spot, they are absolutely nothing special. They have little to no character other than just showing up in a few scenes and then barely being in the movie. They have literally just barely any character, and they're just awful. The action's pretty lackluster and terrible. It's nothing special. I mean, it's just not very good. And action, like, all the action is ruined by jokes that are in it, which kind of makes the action a bit disappointing. And it's not a very good action whatsoever. And don't even get me started with the humor. These jokes are without a doubt the worst thing about this movie. They're just so bad. Most of them are just unfunny pop culture references and just throwing out all the terrible jokes that they can think of. There's not a single joke where I could even chuckle at in this movie. It's just, the jokes are just awful in this film, which is why these two films shouldn't have had all this action. Ridiculously cheesy jokes, because they only did it because parents thought it was a bit too dark, kind of like Batman Returns. Like, why won't people ever learn that being dark is better? Because these jokes are cheesy and awful, and are unfunny and don't even make me chuckle. So overall, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3 Turtles in Time is a disaster. Easily the worst out of the first three Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movies. And I'm going to give Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3 Turtles in Time a 1.5 out of 10. That was my review / rant on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3 Turtles in Time. What are your thoughts on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3 Turtles in Time? Tell me in the comments below, and I'd like to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.